Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So now we're going to do our review of Lost Cities, Roll and Write. Hopefully you've had a chance to check out our How to Play and Playthrough.
Yep.
And this is part of our series of playing the other games in the Lost Cities line, such as the board game, the card game, and Rivalries. So this is the newest one. So this is the first one that we're starting out with. So if you're catching this video now, you're probably looking, where are the other videos? Well, they'll be up soon. All right, so let's take a look at the back of the box. And usually, for those of you who've watched reviews, I'll say if it's a well-done back of the box, you can, as a retailer or someone who picks it up in the store, you can figure out if you want to buy it. Well, unfortunately, this box isn't too great, the back of it. Doesn't, kind of shows you a little bit what's going on, but not as well as others.
It's not so bad, I guess.
Well, that's why we're going to be taking out the score sheets. All right, so the object of the game is to score the most points. Just like in other Lost Cities games, you're going to go on expeditions in sequence. You're going to be going from lowest to highest, so you can't go backwards. So once, for instance, I used the 6 here, I can't...
That's me.
Well, whatever. Once you've used the 6, you can't go back and you can't go 6-5 or 6-4. So you got to go always higher. Now you could use the same number. So you're going to roll the dice. Still in his bag here. The player who rolls can select their first pair, and no other player can select those pairs, but the other players can select whatever other of the 4 dice that's remaining, as long as it's a symbol and a number. So down here you can get your double points, like the double hands in the other games, and that's when you roll a 0 with it. But once you've committed, once you've started adding numbers, see, that's why those are crossed off. That game, I did not have any double score points. And so the game ends when you've crossed these 7 bridges, and that's the first time we played it where you've crossed all 7 bridges. So you see there's just 20 points here. Or you can refuse to take dice, and if you fill in this column, if both players fill, or if you have 3 or 4 players, if all players fill in this column, the game ends. So, you're rolling dice. Figuring out if you want to or if you can put it in the column. So you can, for instance, get to a situation where I had all my artifacts and I could not put any more numbers in the green, blue, or purple because I had filled them in. So I could only work on those. So that is a quick little overview of Lost Cities Roll and Write. So now we're going to do
our review, our thoughts.
All right, so Julie goes first.
Okay.
She doesn't know what I'm going to say, so let's listen to Julie's.
It's not that exciting. I found this to be a very enjoyable race game. I really liked it. I'm not huge usually on race games, but this one I found very enjoyable. There isn't a ton of player action, but there's enough to keep you kind of on your toes. Because everything's open, you can see what the other person's going for. So, that's kind of nice. Best part for me is this game does not take long to play. And if you've seen our other reviews, you know that I don't do well if it goes after like 45 minutes to an hour. I start to really decline. I just get too tired. And this one, we're done in like, 20, 25 minutes.
I think right now we can get in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, well still, that's still a perfect time for me.
It's about like other roll and write games. That's pretty clever. It takes about that long.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But it goes by fast because you're having fun. It can be a little mean, and I don't really care much for mean games. And the reason why I say it can be a little mean is because, again, you're rolling the dice, you can see what everyone is going for. And if you can see like someone is really getting close to the bridge and you don't want them to get there because you want to try and beat them, you'll take what they have, and it may not be the number you really, really want, but you're going to take it because you know it's going to mess with the other person.
Right, you were able to do that on yellow.
Yeah, and that's just not always the nicest thing to do.
Yeah, in fact, I was going up purple really quick because you were close, and I was able to get it before you, but you ended the game by getting yellow before me.
And I think maybe I was at the point where I'm just like, I'm done. Let's do this. I want to be done. And it wasn't to be mean. It's just I was starting to get a little tired, to be honest. The best part for me is I love dice games, and these dice are really fun to roll. And I love dice. And so I like the different, there's 2 different shapes in there, and they just roll really easy out of your hand. They're easy to read, and there you go. That's my little short review. That's what I liked.
Yeah. So let's see.
What did you like?
Well, it doesn't. Some player interaction. So that goes to your could be a little mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where, for instance, if you know somebody really needs a certain number, you can take that from them if you can use it, knowing that it would help them. And then they might have to take a refuse.
And the thing is, you may not really want that number, but you don't want that other person to get it, so you're going to use it. And that's how it can get a little mean. And personally for me, I'd much rather just refuse and wait to get a lower number that I really, really want than try and just take something away from him, or if we were playing with the kids.
So you say now. We'll see in a real game. All right. Now
we'll get back to you on that.
When you watch the playthrough, she's saying that now, but she did do that to me. That's okay, though. That's part of the game. Yeah, all right. So my comments are, it's an engaging
Maybe
race.
Maybe a glass of wine, it'll be worse.
Probably. We're engaging race to score the most points. It's a crossing bridge mechanic. It's kind of cool that that's where the engagement comes in, because when you watch the playthrough, I was beating Julie to the bridges, and that's one reason why I did really well.
Oh, he did great. I was so excited for him. He did really, really well.
But as you notice here, I did not have any double points. Julie could have won. I calculated it here. If she would have gotten these, she would have beat me.
But I didn't, and that's okay.
I know. I'm just pointing out, though, that because it is a race game and that I cross these bridges, that I was going for certain things that ended the game. And it was, if you had more time, you could have beaten me.
Maybe.
All right. So it's decent player interaction through denial with possible screwage. So we've covered that a little bit with Julie's comments. So
Mine was nicer.
Yes. Choices can be too obvious. So, when you've got so many numbers and you roll low and you can't use any low numbers, you pretty much know what you can't do.
Yeah.
Or if you got a lot of high numbers and you roll 9s and 10s, it's like, well, I can only use those. And so if you notice on my score sheet here, when I rolled that blue 9 and I couldn't use anything else, I said, well, I guess I'm using the blue 9. I mean, that's okay. That happens in dice games. As you start filling in the sheets, that's normal. This game is no exception. It's just worth pointing out that's what can happen with roll and write games.
You just have to use what you have.
Right, and that's a neutral, because that's what you expect. Yeah. It can seem too long, tedious with first play. So when we first played this, it seemed like it was dragging.
Yes.
But now I think this is one of those games where you have to play more than once to appreciate, which unfortunately could be its Achilles heel, because not everybody, most people play a game once, you're like, not for me.
Right.
So after we played a few times, our rating went up.
True.
At first we were like, it could have been the mood we were in, could be the fact that it took longer and we got faster at the game. Yeah. So I think that this could be one of those games that will not get as much love because when we played Pretty Clever, we liked it right away.
Oh yeah.
This game grew on us after multiple plays. Some people don't have that patience.
And maybe we started to play it when we were both a little too tired too, so it seemed to take much longer and more frustrating as well.
We do mention that in our reviews a lot, that tired happens to be a common thing.
Hey, we're old, okay? Come on now.
Well, plus too, I work during the day,
I don't work. I'm disabled, but I have to get my nap in. If I don't get my nap in, it's not a good time for us to play a game. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily tiredness. I just think it was just dragging at first. But now that we're faster at it, we're enjoying it more. All right, so it's a difficult to read rule book. So let me explain why. It actually reads well, okay?
Yeah.
But what is not done well is that it lacks context. So when it's talking about putting things on the sheet, it's really small.
Yeah.
So when you turn to a page, right, it says you're filling in this. Well, unless you could, I guess, have the score sheet with you next to you. But I'm going, where is this at? So it lacks context. Like, where's this on the score sheet?
Oh yeah.
See, so it can be difficult to follow along because it's too small to see it on here. Yeah. Now you can see it on camera because it's zoomed in. But when you're reading it in front of your face, you're like, well, I can turn to this page, but it's hard to read.
It is real small.
It's real small, and so it takes you a little bit more finessing to understand what's going on. Like right here, like, well, what is that? That's
Right.
It says a bridge. Well, it would be nice to show a score sheet where they circle all the bridges.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I mean by difficult to read is that it does provide examples, but it's examples without context in relation to the main score sheet.
So maybe people who don't play a lot of these kind of games or are new to the gaming, family, this would be hard for them to do.
Yeah, right. So really, this sheet right here should take up the whole page.
Oh yeah.
And then they should have it labeled better of what's been completed here, or something like that. Or, I mean, look, you have examples here, but it should take up the whole page. 'Cause I'm going, what is that? I can't really see what that is. Now I know after playing it, that's a symbol for the refuse and that's the artifacts. But look how much I got to zoom in here on the rule book. So it's a minor thing.
Yeah.
Just realize that when you're reading it, some people might have a hard time with the context and how it relates to the score sheet because it's so small. So that's only a minus from the perspective from the publisher. How many people, if somebody gets this who hasn't played a roll and write, they might have to go to videos to be able to understand what's going on better. That's all. I was able to get through it, but it was more annoying than it needed to be
Gotcha.
because of the lack of context, and it was so small.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could have looked at the score sheet here, but I don't have a score sheet that's completed that's big.
Yeah.
There's a score sheet that's too small in the beginning of it, and it's too small for me. Now that I've played the game,
You can understand.
I can
a lot
understand what's
easier.
going on. But when I was
Sure.
reading it, I was going, what the heck are they doing there? I have no clue. I don't know what this means exactly yet, and it's too small for me to understand. Now I know what it means because I've played it.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if other people have that experience.
Well, if you've done that, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from
Well,
you.
they're probably going to know how to play now that they've showed it.
Well, that's true too.
Okay, so let's take a look at our rating.
Okay.
We use the BGG ratings.
Ah.
And so we both say, good, we're
Good.
usually willing to play. Now,
Yeah.
we have to confess that we initially thought it would be a 6. We'll play in the mood. But we've played it multiple times now, and our rating went up. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a problem for this game. Some people are going to dismiss it
Yeah.
unless they play it several times.
Could be.
So I think that might happen.
But yeah, we definitely did. We did change it before we recorded this because
Yeah.
we did have a 6, and after the last time we played it, we're like, wow, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it went
was
faster.
It was faster.
We understood the strategies a little bit better.
Yep, and we did it on camera. So I mean, that tells you right there that
Yeah.
if we can do it on camera and teaching you guys, and once you've played it, 2 or 3 times, you're going to just zip right through it as well. And I liked it a lot.
Well, we're liking it better now. I like I said, it's too bad because this game, I think I wonder if it's going to be a problem for
I
it.
hope not.
Well-
I definitely would play it over a different Lost
Well, we're
Cities
going to do
game.
the other 3, and then we're going to do our rating of all 4 and tell you which ones are our most favorite to least favorite at some point.
Okay.
So this week
That
we'll
sounds
have
good.
them all done.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's our goal right there.
Yeah.
Hold us to it.
All right, so that's the review of Lost Cities Roll and Write.
We hope you guys enjoyed our little review, and hopefully it helped you decide one way or another if you want to get this game. And we appreciate your support and your liking videos and subscribing to us.
Yeah, I would say, oh wow, I noticed that there's a gluing error here.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there's a little imperfection here. Or maybe there's something hidden there.
Ooh, $1 million.
Ooh, it could be.
Ooh.
You know who did that? Cards Against Humanity was hiding things.
Did they really?
Yeah. This is Cosmos. We're not going to do that. At least I don't think so. But anyway, we would play this if we do a roll and write of all roll and write games.
Oh, yeah.
This is less fiddly than some of them because we have some roll and write games that are fiddly and we're like, don't want to bother with it.
Oh, I couldn't tell you which ones are fiddly.
Yeah, if I showed it to you, you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to play that one. But
Okay.
eventually we'll do that. All right, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. See you guys next time.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.